Too, a San Francisco dentist named Dan Collins decided that the suburbs of Mill Valley would be the ideal place to raise his family. He knew that no blacks lived there yet, and that restrictive covenants were still on most of the homes.
The deed on this house, the deed that was signed when we bought the house, it had a restrictive covenant. No pigs, or goats, or farm animals, or Orientals, or blacks, except for house servants could live on this property. Well, there was no legal reason why we couldn't. It was a matter of muscling up the courage and doing it.
For Dr. Collins, a suburban home was at least a financial possibility. After all, he was a professional, one of only 3 black professionals in San Francisco at the time. Most blacks had migrated here during the war to man shipyards and factories. When wartime industries vanished, so did their jobs and the government guarantees of equal opportunity.
Opportunities in the 1950s were very slim because this is the most unionized town in the country. And except for the ILWU, there was really no inroads for blacks into labor unions. There was not a black bellhop or a black boot black or a black taxi driver or a black waiter. There were no jobs in this town for blacks.
Most blacks ended up in temporary war housing or in San Francisco's Western Addition, which had been a Japanese neighborhood until wartime internment. The Collins' move to Mill Valley was unprecedented.
Before we moved in, I got a call from a man named Gene Heide, who at that time was a real estate dealer here in Mill Valley. He was supposed to be the liberal real estate dealer, and for that reason he had been assigned the job or the task by his fellow realtors to offer to buy the house from us at a profit. And I said to him, great, if you pay me twice what I paid for the house, no bargaining, I'd be happy to sell it to you. But they didn't take that bait. They didn't call back, and consequently we bought the house and moved in a couple of months later. Now, on the other side, there were many people in Mill Valley who were not distressed by our moving here. My sons don't know of any. You know, they were accepted and lived in Mill Valley without any fear of being, rejected. You had a bunch of people over here in Mill Valley who were much more democratic than a lot of people thought they were.
Integration, desegregation in neighborhoods, in schools, and the workplace would capture the nation's attention by the end of the decade.